Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a tutorial on this spring look. I was really inspired by like watercolor for this look. I just really wanted to do kind of a wash of like coral and spring colors. And I really love how this look turned out. It's super glowy and super just dewy looking and spring. So if you guys want to learn how I got this really dewy look that's very monochromatic, then just keep watching. I am literally kneeling on the ground right now because my chair broke. Okay, so for primer today, I'm going to use two, basically like I always do. And I'm going to use the One Heck of a Blot Soap and Glory primer. And I'm also going to use the Fresh and Fit Awake primer from Essence. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Dream Cushion foundation from Maybelline, and mine is in the shade 30. Can't remember if I like this better with a sponge or brush. I haven't used it in a while. I think I'm going to use a sponge. I want this look to be nice and glowy and just, I don't know, kind of gorgeous looking. I want it to be kind of like on the natural side, but I've been kind of inspired by watercolor, so that's what we're going off of for this look. I think I might need to get a new one of these because it's not coming without much product. Okay, now that we have that layer of foundation on, I am going to do a little bit of spot concealing with the Collab Beauty Liquid Concealer in Honey/Almond. I love this for spot concealing because it is very close to a lot of my foundation shades. When I'm more tan, that is, not all the time. While that sits there, I'm going to be using the Sephora Gel Serum concealer in the shade Custard underneath the eyes. I want everything to look nice and lightweight, and these concealers are going to really achieve that look. I'm not really going for the fullest of coverage underneath the eyes just because, like I said, I want stuff to look more natural and almost like effortless. So then we blend that out with the sponge. And then for those spot conceal areas, I'm just going to take the brush that I started with and just pat everything in so that we're not smearing anything around and it's not soaking up too much product. Okay, so we're not going to be setting anything like right now. I do want everything to look nice and glowy and dewy, so I am going to be using mostly cream products, and then we'll kind of set everything at the end. So I'm going to be going in with the Sonia Kashuk Warm Tan Undetectable Cream Bronzer. I don't know if you can still get this anymore because last time I was in Target, Sonia Kashuk stuff was like really hard. Like there was no makeup in there. There was just like brushes and things. So if not, use any cream bronzer that you like. You can use a concealer that's a darker shade and blend that out. Anything will do. I'm just going to use this because I like how it applies. I'm going to put a little bit on the nose here. Don't worry if it looks a little crazy right now. We'll blend it all out. It'll look fine. I just love this bronzer because it really melts into the skin and doesn't even really look like you're wearing bronzer. Then I'm going to be using this stick blush from Wet n Wild. This is in the shade Hustle and Glow. I'm going to just kind of warm it up on the back of my hand a little bit right now just to get it nice and warm. Might actually take it off the back of my hand. And then I'm going to just dab my sponge on where I had that product and then dab it on the cheeks. So I just like rub it across my skin here, get some on the back of my hand, pick it up, and then just place it on the cheeks. That makes it so that it blends a lot easier because these stick products do work really well, but they take a second to get warmed up so that they blend better. Okay, the last cheek product that is a cream we are going to be using is the Essence Make Me Glow Liquid Highlighter. I'm just gonna take some on the sponge. I like to put it on the back of my hand. And we're gonna put this on the cheeks. And then we're gonna kind of bring it up in a C shape. And this kind of goes along with the pink color that we have going on, and it's just really going to complement the cheeks and the eyes. Make sure you're not putting this anywhere where you have a lot of texture or blemishes, because it will accentuate those and you don't want to do that. So then we're also going to take this down the nose. Okay, so now we're going to set the face so that this stuff doesn't slide around and everything, but we're not going to do it with a super heavy powder because we want everything to really kind of stay glowy and nice and dewy. So we're going to be using the Collab Beauty powder. I'm going to just use a tiny bit of this underneath the eyes and also just kind of lightly dust it on the face, tapping off a lot of product and making sure I don't have any creases underneath my eyes or on my eyelids. I'm going to set my eyelids first, actually, so there's no creasing. I'm just going to lightly set this area. Make sure that we keep that glow so we're not putting too much product. Get a little bit in the forehead area. Okay, now I'm going to take this brush from Morphe. This is I don't even remember what this is called because it washed off. But it's this blush brush. I think it might be E4. And I'm just going to lightly set everything. Like barely putting pressure on the face. Okay, so I'm actually going to show my brows on camera, which I usually don't do because I'm going to leave them nice and fluffy looking just because I think it'll look nice with this soft, glowy look. I'm going to take this Collab Beauty Shape and Shade Ultra Fine Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. And I'm just going to do nice, light, feathery strokes and keep it nice and natural, but just kind of fill in those sparse areas. I want it to look almost editorial, but look, I don't know, more wearable editorial, if that makes sense. So just kind of nice and fluffy brows, but that still have a shape and they don't look crazy. See, so this one is filled in and this one isn't. It just looks a little bit nicer, but nothing too harsh or anything. Okay, and then I'm gonna set this with the Essence Make Me Brow and just put this on the brow hairs. Now I'm gonna take this brush from Essence and that Sephora concealer and just clean up the bottom of the brow just a tiny bit. Again, we don't want this to look too precise, but I don't want it to look too full either. Okay, so that's one brow done, and I'm going to do this one, and then I'll be right back. Now it's time to move on to like the star of the show. First, we're going to start out with this Morphe palette. This is the 35C, and we're going to stay within these colors right here, basically. We're just going to be using these two mostly. I'm just going to take a translucent powder and set where that concealer was. Make sure everything is set on my eye. First, we're going to start off with this shade right here. It's just a very like salmon-y color. Tap off the excess because with this look, we want it to be nice and light, and we don't want to go too heavy too quickly because it's, again, like a wash of color on the lid, kind of like watercolor. So kind of a light pressure. And this is fine to go all over the lid. You want to focus it on the outer corner right here though, just for a little bit of depth. And then I do want to bring some in the inner part of the eye as well. Just because I think with this look, a more rounded look would look nice. How many times can you say look? Again, it's all about blending, so really take your time and blend everything out. Now we're gonna take the shade next to it, which is a little bit more like orangey corally instead of like salmon, I guess. And we're just gonna concentrate this one a little bit lower onto the lid and the outer corner here. So this one's just gonna be more in the crease area of the eye. Now for the lid, I'm gonna dip into the Jaclyn Hill palette, also by Morphe. And I'm gonna take this pinky shade right here, and we're gonna do like a light coat of this on the eye. I just want a little bit of something on the lid that has a little sparkle, but nothing too harsh or anything. So we're gonna start in the center, and then I'm just gonna slowly bring it all the way across the lid. We just kind of want like a hint of shimmer on the lid, but nothing too harsh, nothing crazy. So then I'm gonna take the brush and just kind of blend all those edges. I'm gonna go into the Kathleen Lights palette with Makeup Geek and take this pink shade. You can take any kind of pinky highlight shade. Doesn't have to be super bright or anything, but I just have this one on hand, so I'm gonna use it. But again, you can use anything you want. And I'm just gonna highlight the brow bone with this. Again, I don't want it to be too shimmery and harsh, so I'm just gonna take a blending brush and like blend it out. Again, we're still gonna have that highlight there, but I just don't want it to be too over the top. I know that's so weird for me because I usually want my highlight to be like bam and everything to be like in your face, but right now I don't know, I'm not feeling it. Okay, now I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm going to be using the Collab Beauty The Wow Effect All-in-One Mascara in the shade Black/Brown. Using a lot of Collab Beauty in this. You guys, I seriously love their stuff. So if you want to see a full review on a bunch of Collab Beauty stuff, I do have a video on that. You should check it out. It was really good. I like a lot of the products, but you can see more of them in action. I am going to go in with a little bit of L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara. I'm going to first go on the bottom lashes, and then I'm going to go on the top with it as well. Okay, so I need a little bit more blush to tie in the eyes, like a little bit more color, corally color. So I'm going to take Luminoso from Milani. This is my favorite like peachy corally blush, and it like seriously looks so good with these eyes. So I'm just gonna take some on a brush and tie in the eye color a little bit more. I'm also gonna put a nude color in the waterline just to like really open up the eyes a little bit. This is obviously optional. If you don't like doing this, then that's totally fine, but I do. I think it really opens up the eye. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of a lip concoction right now. So I'm gonna take Matte Innocence by Milani. This is a really pale nude. Okay, and then I'm going to take the Maybelline lipstick in Peach Poppy. This is super corally and gorgeous. And I'm just going to run that over top. This lipstick does not look like this on the lips either. I mean, it's obviously a little bit more muted since we did put it over Matte Innocence. And then I'm going to put on a gloss because I'm high maintenance. So I'm going to be using the Buxom lip gloss in Katie. This is just kind of like a peachy pink lip gloss with some shimmer in it. Actually, I'm realizing you probably won't be able to get this lip gloss, so I'm going to switch lip glosses. I'm actually going to use this lip gloss by Wet n Wild. This is Sun Gaze. They're, I don't know, mega slick lip glosses, and it's very similar in color, so might as well use this one. This one's just a little bit more like metallic-y. Okay, so I'm just gonna set my face really quick with some Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist. Alright, you guys, that is it for the tutorial. I hope you liked this look. It turned out very monochromatic and really inspired by the corally color, and I hope you guys really liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you should really subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a video very, very soon. Bye!